So it was muted. So you should have the audio now. Can you imagine? It's the last chain that we didn't. It's the last chain of the listen that we didn't turn on. Okay. So they should have audio now. Yeah, audio should be in the recording. It may take maybe a few seconds for you to get there. That's why I sent it to him to help me monitor because he's not in town. Okay. So, what does it take to be a sound person? A number of things. You need the Holy Spirit, number one. And the reason you need the Holy Spirit is because you are dealing with people. You're dealing with choir people. They are like principalities. Don't let me say too much because some of them are here. But I mean, they can be a lot sometimes, really. And you need to learn how to listen to feedback, uh, either constructive or destructive criticism. Your heart needs to be large, and that's why I said you need the Holy Spirit, especially in the church setting. Since we are focusing more on church setting, you need your ears. Your ears are they're your first tool, like your first equipment. So what that means is that take care of your hair. Don't expose yourself to loud sound, not even music, over a prolonged time. There is usually a chart, you can check it online. How many decibel can you expose your hair safely over a period of time? So there is that, your ears. And then if you're not a musical person, if you don't know music, it's an advantage for you to understand a bit of music. And the reason for that is so that you know how a piano is supposed to sound. Do you understand? You know how a bass guitar is supposed to sound. You know how a kick is supposed to sound. Because the reason why you need to know is when you're mixing towards an end. You have an end in your mind. Do you understand? So if you don't know how it's supposed to sound, you're just doing guesswork. And please take note of this if you're writing. One way, this is how you know if you are making progress, if you're improving as a mixing person, is you you can predict what your outcome will become, what outcome you will have when you turn a knob. Does that make sense? That if there is an issue with the sound, you can know where to turn and you can predict that, okay, this is going to solve the problem. Let me give you an example. I think sometime in 2010, I was in an event. I think I've shared this story in our previous training. Somehow, because if you see me in 2010, I look pretty young. I still look young. Younger than my age, actually. And, the people didn't know that I have this skill. But, they were struggling. They were behind time. It's just like we were behind time when we were setting up. And I went to meet them. Like, can I help you? They look at me like, you cannot help us. Because they were under tension. They didn't know I was a master at my craft. So, anyways, one thing led to other. I didn't even seek their permission. I just went straight to solve their problem without, some people say, do it and take permission later. So when the thing worked, it looked like a magic. Oh, there and there I became their boss. So I started, delegating response. So they now started listening to me. Now the following day, it's a conference. So something was happening. There is the mix was muddy. So I've started, if I speak any term that you don't understand, you can ask questions, you can stop me and ask questions. We're still going to get into the mixing, but I'm wetting the ground. So the mix was muddy. When we say mix was muddy, it lacks clarity. It's not clean in a layman language. So it was a bit muddy. So I just went to the channel that I knew the channel by experience, not by Holy Spirit. I knew the channel. I went to the channel and I just caught something there. I just turned something down. And it just became clear. So the guys look at each other like, where did they bring this guy from? Like, it looked like magic. The point I'm making is you begin to know that you are improving when when there is an issue and you go directly to the issue and you turn a knob and the knob solve the problem. That's how you. That's an indication that okay, you are learning something, you're gaining knowledge, and your knowledge you are putting it to use. So my brother that just joined us, what's your name, sir? Sir? Uchena. At what church do you attend? Jesus House. Hey, God have mercy on me. Maybe you are second service. Let me give myself an excuse. I attend first service mostly, so and I'm all mostly up there, so I need to do better. Okay, so Jesus House is kind of leading now in terms of number of people. It's not a competition. So that's the with this viewpoint of mine. I hope I've been able to introduce. So, what's the first thing you need to know? Because this is a mixing workshop, I don't want to bore you with too much uh, theory or something. I want us to turn knobs. That's the reason why we have all this thing. And I'll walk you through the setup. So, I have what we call virtual sound check. Now, sometimes in April, I did a live recording for some people, and I had to call them to take their permission to use their sound for this training. I mean, the good thing is this. I think this part we are going to use has been released already. So if you like this song, you can go and listen to it on YouTube. So I'll give you the link later. So I recorded what we call multi-track recording. So I recorded the kick, the snare, everything separately, so that I can play it back and use it to probably practice my mixing techniques and also use it to train. So, and I've set it up in a way that the multi-track is coming to this mixer. I also send it to that mixer. The same thing that is coming here is coming here. Let me check if we have input. I believe we should have input. Yeah, we have input. Wait. Okay. I need to route it. I need to tell the mixer to pick the sound from that. We have input here as well, I believe so. Yeah, we have input, and we have input here too. So that is the beauty of digital mixer. That if we want to do this in an analog space, there'll be a lot of cables here. There'll be a lot of Y or splitter cables. But because it's digital, it's pretty easy. I won't bore you with all those things. It's interesting, but let's mix. So I have the kick coming in. Let me put, yeah, you can hear. That's the kick. Yeah, the kick is coming in. I have the snare. That's the snare. You can hear. I have the hi-hat coming in. I have the hi-hat coming in. I think this is tom 1. Yeah, tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, overhead. I don't think there is loop at this part because I have loop coming in as well. This is the acoustic guitar. This is the bass guitar. So I have 2 channels for bass guitar. So I did direct bass and I did bass DI too. So this is another bass. See, one is a bit heavier than the other. I like to mix those textures together. And this is the piano. And then, oh, sorry, let me put the piano in stereo actually. 14, 15. Let's make it. Okay. Thank you for doing that. Okay. I need to know. This is bass. Okay. It's more now. Okay, don't worry. I'll leave it as that. It is. It's 14. Now, what is DI? Somebody just called me out on that. DI is a device. Do I have one here? Where's my backpack? Let me see if I have one here. Yep, I usually go around with at least one. This is a DI. If you've seen something like this, it's called a direct input box. What it does essentially is it does a number of things, but we use it for instruments like keyboard, the bass guitar, electric guitar, so that the instrument comes in into this. So we use it to convert unbalanced signal to balanced signal, essentially. We also use this for what we call impedance matching. All those ones are really deep technical. Baba, you remember impedance matching? Electronics. So, when I was in my third year, fourth year, I started learning some electronics that it's just, I was just enjoying myself, in those days. So, but essentially, we use it to convert unbalanced signal to balanced signal. That is what's coming out from out of your bass guitar, electric guitar, keyboard. They are generally unbalanced. They come from a jack, the TS cable, and then this is XLR out. This is balanced. And so that you don't have humming sound, ground sound, or interference into your system. That's what a DI box is. So for bass guitar, you can connect your bass here and connect this into the mixer or stage box directly using a DI. You can also connect it using the bass amp. There's also a bass amp that people connect bass directly to that. Some people call it combo, but generally we call it bass amp. And at the back of that bass amp too, some of them also have this XLR out that you can take signal out of too. So I did both for this recording. And the idea is just for me to have options, to be able to, when I'm mixing, it gives me at least robust bass hand that I can mix. Now, this is actually like one of the best live recording that I've done so far. One of it. I got really good signal, clean signal. So without turning any knob, just sending it directly into the mixer, I can mix this and it will make sense a little bit. I won't do too much processing. Now, what you're doing as a mixing person is also, okay, they're still fixing that, is also you're trying to make something that sounds good to sound better. Now, this is very important point that we need to make. What did I say? Something that sounds good to sound better. So what about something that sounds bad? Unfortunately, you're not a magician. So the point I'm trying to make is that when you're mixing, one of the first things we pay attention to is the source. So the Bible says if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So if your source is bad, because you are not a magician, you might not be able to make what is bad good. But if the source is good, you have a better chance at making what is good better. Do you understand? Like, for example, the person that is singing off key, you can't help the person. There's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter how much of auto-tune you have and pitch correction you have on your board. Okay, let me give you an example. Has it happened to you that you're in service and the Holy Spirit moved, everything sounds good, everybody was happy, and you go back home and you went to listen to the live stream, and it was something else, and it sounds so terribly bad? Has anybody experienced that before? What do you think happened? Anybody? Ma? Sound person? It's not the sound person. See, the beautiful thing of online is the resolutions are high online. In house, if somebody maybe is pitchy, when I mean pitchy, that's what we call somebody is flat or something. Yeah. If somebody is pitchy in the house, you might not quickly catch it if you don't have ear for music. But online is not, you will hear it because the resolutions are higher online. The sound is coming directly from the board to online. So it's not interacting with any acoustic. In the house, we can still manage it. We may not be able to catch it. But online, it's going to be. So what that tells you is that the source is not good. Or a drum that is not properly tuned. You might still be able to make it work, but it won't be as when the drum is tuned. When the drum is tuned, you are getting good tone from the drum, then you can now mix and make it even sound better. So if you listen to this kick, I will just restrict this sound to the area where I have all the musical instruments. Let's see where we have all the musical instruments. So this is the kick. Now, listen to how this kick is sounding. I've not done any processing. This is the direct recording. I can work with this kick because it's giving me all the things that I need in a kick. Like I'm getting all the punchy, it's punchy. Everything, I've not done any processing here. The recording is flat. So if I bring up the kick, I bring out the snare. I'm just mixing. I'm just setting level now. We are not doing any processing yet. We're not attempting to make what sounds good sounds better. All we're doing is we're just playing with level. So you can see what I'm doing up there, right? So I put hi-hat. I'm just playing with level. Tom 1, Tom 2, Tom 3, overhead. You see when I introduce the overhead, can you hear the difference? We'll probably talk about that. You can hear the floor tom. Everything is still flat. We just, I think there is loop. Yeah, this is loop. This is loop. And then, this is acoustic guitar. You see that the music is coming together, right? Now let me do something. I don't want, so let me mute them. I don't want it to be too loud in the house and not loud enough on the live stream. So I'm going to quickly do something now. Let me just make this main PA. Is that my phone? Okay. Main PA. So far, so good. Is it looking like this is going to be a good use of your time today? Oh, okay. I believe so too. So come with me. And okay, everything is flat. Main PA, send it here. And then, so I'll route it. Don't you can see what I'm doing, so don't worry about that. It's just look at it as if I'm doing magic, but I'm not doing magic. It's source. Okay, it's coming from matrix, MPA. Right. Okay. So should have something now coming in. Yep. So I don't want it to be too loud in the house, so I can control the house. And this is the broadcast. Yep. So this is bass D high. So you can hear me? Oh, okay, don't worry. I know what to do. Let me mute this first. Or let me stop it first. Okay, where's my channel again? Yeah, this is my channel. Check, check, check. So I will send this also directly. Okay, how's it now? It's better now, right? You can hear me now. Okay. Yeah. See, if you know what to do, you have fun. You see, I'm just all over the place, just doing my thing. It's fun, really. Anytime I'm behind the board, and I now have the opportunity of mixing for solid band. It will just be like, leave me here, just be bringing food. We can do this for a long time. Okay, so let's go back. Now I think we can hear me well now. I believe the people online too should be able to hear me. Check, check. Okay. I don't know why this microphone looks like it's cutting. Is it battery? I think the battery should be fine. So those are the things you need to. Yeah, RF looks good. Battery looks good. So, all right. Let's get back to mixing. So, oh yes, battery can mess up your show. Now, because I do sound in the church. I also do sound elsewhere. Anywhere you need sound, I'm your guy. So when I use the word show or gig, I'm also still talking about church or outside. Yeah, yes. To the speakers, some people are observing. I like questions like this. Now, what happened is I changed what is sending audio to the house. Now, I'll try. Don't worry. Like I said, I don't really want to go too technical with you, but if you get one or two things, it's good. So what I'm using to drive the main PA, if you look at the back, that's a different system from the church system. I brought this one so that we don't tamper with what's in the church, right? So we have our main left and right. And I was supposed to do something before we start, but I've done it before you guys came. I did what we call room EQ. I EQ the speaker to the room so that the speaker will sound nice compared to if I don't do it. And I did some processing so that I EQ the room to the speaker so that, okay, with and without, yes, we can. But actually, as it is now, I think since I've changed the output, it has changed it. But I don't want to spend time on that. It's a mixing workshop, so I really want us to mix. Do you understand? Maybe we'll organize some of that. And like I said, feel free to contact me from your church. We help churches to solve audio problems. So I would have loved to answer your question, but let me just attempt. So what I did is, we have the main. Now, this mixer is amazing that it has 4 main outputs. Like main left and right, it has 4 of those. So out of the 4, I just picked one, and I connected my main PA. This is my main PA, main speaker, to this main output. Now, out of this same main output, I now took what we call a matrix. Now, what a matrix does is, I think this mixer has 8 matrices, like 8 stereo, left and right, 8 matrices. So what it means is that out of this main, I can split that my main into those matrices so that I don't necessarily need to do a separate mix for other outputs. So the main mix I have done, I split it into the matrices. So one of the matrices is what I use for broadcast, which is this, the one that is going for live stream. So I now decided that, I want to be able to control my house independently. So I now change this from the main to another matrix. Do you understand? So the main is still there. So it's the main that is supplying both broadcast and my house now. Now I have 2 faders to adjust them. If I want to reduce the broadcast, I can reduce it independent of the house. If I want to increase or reduce the house, I can do that like this. You can see. I think this is delay, right? Is it delay? No, it's not delay. Okay, good. So you can see that it gives me more flexibility. Now, one thing you also want to do as a sound engineer is flexibility. That is why most times when I recommend mixers for churches, this is one of my go-to mixers because the processing power is high, the flexibility, you can do a lot with this mixer. Do you understand? That's the same thing we have here. So does that answer your question? Okay. So let's go back to mixing. Now, the reason why the audio now changed, the level change was because I've changed the output. So I had to boost my microphone in the house separately. So you see that I'm able to, where is it? Select it, send it directly to the house. Do you understand? It's still on the main PA, but because I want more volume, I was able to do that. I did the same thing for broadcast so that my microphone will be louder than whatever is playing online too. So that's just what we did. So let's play our music again. So you can hear the bass. If I want more bass, I'll put the DI. And then the piano. This is piano left, piano right. Now, tell me something. If we're able to achieve this in a normal church setting, don't you think we'll be We've not done any processing. The processing you are seeing on the screen is this microphone. So if I select any other channel, you can see everything is flat, everything is blank. That's why I told you that this is like one of my best recording that I've done so far. I think I should also do something. So I will do something also now. That instead of turning this off so that you can hear me louder than this, I will do something. I'll put all the things I'm mixing, I'll put them in a DCA. So with a DCA, I can control their volume. I can bring them up and down. So I will just put all the channels in a DCA. Now, it's so interesting that I'm able to do this. Yep. So now if I play something now, you won't hear anything because the DCA is down. DCA is a digital control amplifier. We use it also to control level. So, you see now. So if I want to talk, I want you guys to hear me, I'll just pull this down. You see, can you see the flexibility that this has availed us? So, and another point I need to quickly make is, if you have tools and you don't know how to use them, it's as good as you don't have them, right? But if you have tools and you know how to use them, you'll be like a magician. I know it looks, you guys are just looking at me like, this guy is just performing with that. I'm not performing with that. I just, the tools are there. I know how to use them, and I'm using them. So if I want you to hear the music back, I'll bring it up. I just thought of this on the fly now that I can actually do this instead of stopping the music. Do you understand? Now, let me see. I want to show where the audio is, where I can, because we've not gotten to the vocals. And believe you me, this is a major debate in the audio world. What do you think is the most important part of your mix? Sir? Drums and vocals, okay. Piano and the vocals. Just one, actually. If you're going to pick one, what do you think is the most important part of your mix? So everybody agrees, vocals. Because it doesn't matter how the drum sounds good. It doesn't matter how the piano, if you can't hear what the person singing is singing. Do you understand? So your vocals are very important. That's why we'll pay attention, special attention to them. What's this? Let me see. I need to know what this is. You know what? Let me also quickly set up something that when I solo a channel, it goes on my main PA. Audio. Solo. Yeah, it's supposed to be main one. Yeah, main one. I think there's something I need to activate. Just a minute. Okay. Just measuring. I don't seem to be able to figure it out, but let's continue. I need to know what 16 is. Okay, that's pad. Yeah, this is pad. You can hear the pad, right? Do you know what pad is? Sir? No, it's separate. How many people know what a pad is? Okay. Pad. So let me show you what a pad is. Can you hear it now? That's a pad. So what pad does is it gives you, it creates atmosphere in your sound. Do you understand? So you see that is there. No, it's different. This is a loop. This is a loop. Yes, sir. No, sometimes it's part of the piano. What people do these days now, like this recording, is that they get it from an app on an iPad. So we just track it separately as another input. Do you understand? So you can see that it's just sustained, it's just there. And then by the time I release everything, you need to listen for it. Do you understand? To know that it's there. Now, one other thing as a sound person, because this is mixing workshop, that's why I'm doing all these things. One other thing you need to pay attention also is to be able to listen critically. It's what we call critical listening. That in a mix, you can listen for how the bass sound. In a mix, you can hear the kick and listen for it. Now, another thing that many people fall into, I'm going to stop talking by 1 o'clock. So we have 1 more hour to do the mixing. And then from 1 to 2, we'll all mix. Who doesn't have a group? You don't have a group? You don't have a group, right? Yeah, just note yourself. We'll put you in a group. What was I saying? I was saying something. Critical listening. Yeah. Some people are following. Yeah, so you need to be able to listen in a mix. How should your lead vocal sound relative to the BGVs? We're going to also do that now. So let's go to the lead vocal now. BGVs are the background vocals, or what we call backups in our various churches. But BGV is like the technical term, like when you go professional. So this is. Now, listen to this lead. We've not done any processing. So, that is, I'm just re-emphasizing the importance of getting the source right. If the source is bad, there is absolutely almost nothing you can do. Does that make sense? Let's listen to the BG, the backup. Now, how many of us saw a post? There was a post flying around. If you're in the sound world, you will see it. Do you know the post I'm talking about? You know the. Okay. If you don't know, the Lord give you understanding. So we'll deal with whatever you hear that doesn't sound nice. So what we're doing now is leveling. We're just balancing the levels. So there's no much drum in this side. Yeah. You can hear the bass. So all the components are there now, right? It's coming together. Yet we've not done any processing. All we just did is level. Now, I'm emphasizing something, and I hope you're getting it, that you need to pay attention to your source. There's no shortcut to it. To get good sound. Now, I'm happy with what I'm hearing. If I have this in a church service Sunday, people will be blessed. Do you understand? And the source also doesn't necessarily, it's not only you have tuned drums, you have keyboard. I mean, the person that is playing the piano knows the right sound to pick for each song. Because there are some sound you pick from the keyboard that doesn't go well with the song. It will be off. There's nothing you can do on the mixer. So, to have good sound in your church, you need at least 4 major factors to align. This is very important. To have good sound, you need at least what? 4 major factors to align. Okay. This is what I wanted to ask. That are we sure? Yeah, I just saw it that it's at the corner. The first factor, in fact, 2 out of these 4 factors are human factor. So the first is your source. Your source must be good. If your source is bad, there's absolutely almost nothing you can do. Source. The next one that is closer, that is human factor, is your technical know-how. That's the person handling the sound, the person mixing, the person connecting the speakers, positioning of speakers. You know, there is what we call speaker placement. Speaker placement also can ruin your show. If you put the speaker in the wrong place, do you understand? So the technical know-how is also going to be there. The third one is your room acoustic. If the room is bad, if it is too reflective, and you have a lot of reflections going on, you have bad sound. And the fourth one, what's the fourth one? I'm trying to remember now. So we've talked about the source, the technical know-how, the room acoustic, and the quality of your gear, of your equipment, of your gear. Because sometimes we are not being fair. You want to compare a $500 gear to a $50,000 gear. Okay, this one is around 5,000, 6,000 Canadian dollars. Yeah, now compare this to maybe a 50,000, maybe a Yamaha Rivage or a Digico Quantum, something, which is probably about 120 grand for a mixer. They are both mixer. And if you know what you're doing, you get good sound out of both of them. But what that one has, number one, the quality of material they used to make it, and the flexibility, the things you can do with it, you might not be able to do here. Do you understand? So you'll be wondering, is it not to mix? Sometimes it's more than to mix. All right. So we've noted those four. So, and we've seen at least 2 out of those 4 play out. Actually, even 3 of 3. The only thing we don't have is the acoustic, but we have the acoustic in the house, and you can hear how it sounds. How many people can feel this song? The bass. How is the lead vocal? It's good. So we'll do something to the BGVs. Don't worry. The BGVs are not there, to be sincere. And if you are part of the BGV and you are listening online, we are not. We are not. It's just what it is now. Because this is for educational purposes. You've seen some of the things I'm talking about in real time now, right? And the good thing about virtual sound check is we don't need the band to come. We have the band recorded already. So, any questions so far? What we just did, this is mixing 101. We've not done any processing, but we've done what we call leveling. And I'm happy with what I'm hearing. Boom. I'm trying to understand the question. Virtual sound check is if I'm using this to do a sound check. When we want to have an event or you want to have a show, you have the band to come to do sound check, right? They will come physically. But in cases where you don't have them on ground yet, and you still want to get some work done, if I have this, and I'm able to do this, when the band comes to do sound check, I won't do much work because I've already gotten the mix to a point. So I just need their input to now tweak and just fine-tune a few things. So it will make your sound check faster. Do you understand? And the good thing about virtual sound check, again, is that you can, if you have a mixer at home, you have this, you can use it to practice your mixing. Do you understand? So you use it to sharpen so you can sit down and just say, I'm going to mix this lead vocal today. And you turn different knobs, you see how they affect the sound. And you're like, okay, if I do this, this would do it like this. This come practice. Remember, I've been doing this for almost 20 years. So there are some times that I don't even need to be physically in the church. I just need to show me the board. Once I see the board, I know what the problem is. I went to a church. I won't mention the name. The person has begged me, please don't mention our church name. When I saw the EQ, they said, sound is not coming from this channel. I said, there's no way sound can come out of the channel. Let me show you. Let me give you an example of what the EQ looks like. Let me see if I can. Yeah. They have something like this. Okay, yeah. Record. I think they have something like this. On a channel. Do you know what this means? Nothing is going to pass through. So if the signal is coming, because this is the signal flow, the signal is flowing from top like this. By the time it gets here, because you have cut out everything here, nothing is going to come out. So they were like, that channel is not working. I said, it cannot work. Because what is supposed to make it work, you've taken it out. This is a high pass filter, and you high pass everything out of the life of that. In some mixer, in these two mixer, you can't high pass past this place. That's another good thing about this mixer, that flexibility. You will see it. Maybe we'll bring the camera there when we show. So if you're fortunate to have that mixer, you'll still be fine, don't worry. Now, what we'll do is your mix, because I'm just looping back this session, it's just like a few sessions of it. So everybody will do a mix. Each group will do a mix. We'll record it on the flash drive. And when we are done, we'll come and play it back. And we'll listen to your mix. So we'll be the judge, right? We'll judge. So we'll still have 45 minutes to do some mixing. So any questions so far? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. Or to the right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Will it affect the monitor panning? Hold that question. Panning is asking about panning. How many of us know what panning is? If you know what panning is, just a few. I'll show you what panning is now. So we'll come to that. I'll first of all show what panning is. And then, now, the good thing about what we just did now is that you see that we didn't pan anything. And it still sounds good. Now, what we use panning to do, we use it in creative mixing to help whoever is listening. It has more effect on broadcast mix than in-house. You still see it. Let me just explain what panning is. How many of us have listened to a music in your car, and you are only hearing something from one side, and you're not hearing from another side? Probably the guitar. The guitar is just coming from the right side or the left side. How many of us have noticed that? Or maybe you have a stereo system at home, and when you are listening to the guitar, you notice that it's usually guitar that is more obvious. That it's coming from one side, it's not coming from. What they did is they just panned it to one side. And the idea is that so that to deceive your ear to be able to hear the guitar from in the mix distinctively. And also, when you pan an input and you now put a little bit of effect. So what we also use effect to is we use effect to push things forward in the mix or to push it backward in the mix. There's a way I can mix this BGV that they will sound as if they are back because they are BGV, so they will maintain their position. And when you are mixing is like you're solving a puzzle. So you're putting each instrument in a place that when you look at the big picture, it will not make sense when you hear it. It's also as if you are cooking jollof rice. Ghana jollof or Niger jollof. Hey, Ghana jollof. I've tried Ghana jollof and I will reserve my comment. Anyways, the question of Ghana jollof still came up yesterday. Because we have some Ghanaian here, that's why Now, the point I'm trying to make is, some people want to have a taste of tomato in their jollof rice. Some people want to be able to taste the seasoning in their jollof rice. Some people that they don't have good taste of salt, they want to be able to taste salt. You guys are laughing. That's how some people mix. That some people have biases towards some specific instrument. Now, if you're mixing, if you want to be a well-rounded mixing person, that's why you need to expand and enlarge your listening capacity. You need to widen your genre of music that you listen to so that you are balanced. You are not the person that wants to taste seasoning in your jollof rice. Because if you are cooking jollof rice and you prefer to taste seasoning, that means every other person won't be able to eat it. That's what it means. So when you are mixing, and maybe you're a drummer and you like kick to be more pronounced, it will affect other things. Maybe you're a guitarist. I play electric guitar, I play acoustic guitar, I play bass, I play piano. I play all those things a little. But when I started mixing, I have bias towards the electric guitar. So if you listen to my mix, you will hear more of electric guitar in my mix. That's just by heart. So the point I'm trying to also make is to be a good mixing person, you need to be balanced. Because what you're trying to achieve is you want to have a well-rounded sound that is balanced, that you can hear it. Now, we've not done any panning. This sounds good. It will now sound better by the time. You know, I said we've not done any processing. Imagine we have this. Even me, I'm happy that I can mix something. And we've not really, what we just did was just balance. I'm a kick guy too. I like to feel the kick. So I'll push the kick a little bit. How come the kick is not kicking? I think the guy is not kicking it in this portion. Let's look for another portion that the kick is really kicking. Or let me do this. So, I think you have a question too. Just give me a minute, please. A minute. How come I'm not feeling the kick yet? Wait. What's going on? Okay. I wasn't feeling the kick. It's not eating. But it was louder when we first played it. Okay, I know what happened. Don't worry. Let's do this. Okay. Yeah, that's when we want to process. We'll now process it. So because now I notice that the kick is not really loud. Another thing I can do also, instead of muting them one by one like this, I will just put everything on the group mute. I will just press one button and mute it. So that also will make my workflow flow faster. Do you understand? It gives me flexibility. So I'm just going to put everything on mute group 1 so that I can just mute them. So you have a question, Magana? That's a very good question. You know, it still comes back to taste, right? And what determines your taste is your exposure to good sound. That's why we've talked about your ears are your first equipment, right? Those are your tools. And then how much database of different genre of music have you listened to? I mean, if you listen to like a reggae now, what's the most prominent thing in reggae? The bass, drum, the kick drum, and what? Snare, krakaka. And there's even a small tom that we call reggae tom. There's also guitar, mwaka. Do you understand? So if you don't know how that genre sound, you may not be able to mix it to taste. R&B, piano, rap. If you're mixing a rap song, kick. We call it 808 kick. Do you understand? Like a contemporary worship song. Maybe Hillsong, for example. Piano, acoustic, right? They do a lot of acoustic. They do some drums too. Some room. You have to do a lot of room too. Here, I think we have some room mics. And I also want to show you the importance of having room mics, especially for broadcast. I don't think I have much of room mics here. Let me see if I can bring it up. Okay, yeah, I have something here. Yeah. Room mic, you won't believe how important or how good room mic is going to transform your broadcast. Just having 2 pair of room microphone and adding to your broadcast mix, it's going to change a lot of things. Okay, so I think we have everything muted if you want to mute. But there is something about so the kick is still there. It's not just, it does not. I wanted to hear more of piano too. Now, let's go into the art of mixing. What we just did is also one part of mixing. We did level. We put different components at different level just to hear how they sound relative to each other. And we all agree that the sound good. The source is good. The source is good. Now, we can now take it another step further. Let's make what sounds good. Let's make it sound better. Now, this is what I will do. I'll save this. I'll save this. I'll save it as this is training level. Right? I'll save it. Okay, I don't have flash drive. Let me just level, save. So I can recall this. Do you understand? That's the beauty of digital board again. So what we just did now, I can recall it back and it will give me this. So all the processing we'll do, after the processing, I'll save it again as processed. So we'll now listen to both of them and we'll be able to judge that, okay, did this really work? Did it sound better? Do you understand? So usually when I'm mixing, I start with kick. But we've all agreed that the vocals are the most important component. But let's start with kick. Okay. So I'll bring everything down. Because I couldn't figure out the solo part, so I'll just... Now, the first thing you want to do when you're mixing is your gain. That's the first thing, that's the first point of contact with your mixer, your gain. So there's something we call gain structuring. When you're mixing, you want to structure your gain in a way that, number one, the signal is not too low to work with, and the signal is not too high that you will be getting to clip in. So you want to be, usually, can you see this? We want to stay within this -6 and -24 dB. So within that first part of the yellow part in your input. So this is the input part. So as it is now, this gain is good. Now, if you notice something, you notice that what we have here is trim, not gain. Can you see? Not gain. Gain. Ideally, we're supposed to have gain and trim. I will tell you why. Okay. Is the digital gain. Yes. Trim is the digital gain. And I'll explain why we only have trim. Okay. LUFS. LUFS, I can't remember the full meaning now, is one of the metering calibration. So it's what, basically in the layman's language, what tells you how loud a signal is. And you can see it here also. There is this metering. This metering also is supposed to be an indicator for you that this signal is this loud. Is this? Do you understand? Does that make sense? Okay. Now, the reason why we have trim here is because the signal that is coming in is a digital signal. It has been converted to digital. Now, let me show the channel of this my mic that I'm using. Can you see that we have both gain and trim? You can see that it has both gain and trim, right? So the reason is that the signal is coming directly analog into the board, so I can adjust the gain. So the gain is the first thing you want to see. So you notice also that when I speak louder, it's eating the orange, right? When I speak quiet, it's still loud. So you want to get sufficient, it's like you're gathering sufficient data to work with. That is what you're doing. Now, if your gain is bad, if it's not done properly, gain, apart from your source, the next important part in the chain is your gain. So we have to do gain structuring. So we've done that for the kick. So I put, if you notice, everything is on unity, 0. Because the kick is coming in good. And I use this one too. So gain increases what comes in. The fader, which is what I'm moving, is what is pushing it out. Do you understand? Gain is for the input, increases what is coming in. So I think I like the way they kick the level now. Now, the next thing I want to do on my kick is the gate. Now, what is a gate? I won't be able to go into the nitty-gritty of all these things. What gate does, you will hear what it does now, once I activate it. Can anybody notice what it did? Listen. It takes out the unwanted noise. So it's gate. So anything below this threshold will not pass through. You can see that this red light is showing that it's because the guy is not playing. Once the kick comes in, you see that it opens. So what we use gain to do is we use it to clean, just to clean up any unwanted sound. Now, without this gain, in our normal mix, this unwanted sound is part of it. And most of the channels on the drum, they have that unwanted sound. So, and in mixing, they accumulate. Do you understand? So, if all I did is just to clean up, not even doing some EQing, some crazy EQing, if I just use gain, there's another tool that I will also show you that. If I do proper gain, I use gate well, and I use what we call high pass filter, and I do proper leveling, it will be sweeter. Believe me. So as we're making progression, we'll be saving all the progress we make. We'll listen to the previous one. Now, you may not hear an obvious change, but if you listen critically, you know that this sounds different. This sounds more refined. It's like 16 karat gold and 18 karat gold, right? You know, the karat is the level of purity. Question. How do I know? That's a very good question. Now, let's listen to it. Wait to set our gate. Now, you can hear other component of the drum, right? So you're setting it to a point, and you also can see indicators here too. You can see when the kick comes in, you can know that, okay, if I put it here, it's taking out any background, so I can't hear any other part of the drum. Yes. Not to hide that, it cut off the main sound. Yes. Welcome, sir. Does that make sense? So, we've done that. Now, there are some other things, there are some other time-dependent parameters here that we do. Because we're dealing with kick, I set my attack a bit fast, maybe medium low, and medium release. This one's, it takes time to go into the details, but at least what's more important in this setup is your threshold. So you can hear the difference. We took care of what is in the background. Okay, let me see if I want to do something here. The band pass. Don't ask me what I'm doing, don't worry. No time to explain this. Okay. Yeah, I need to reduce the threshold now. Now, so let me also tell you something. So when we're doing sound check and you are asking the person that is playing the drum to hit the kick, what you're also trying to tell them is, I need you to be consistent. At least we have a drummer here. I used to fight him. Hit this kick. Hit it the way you will eat when we are during the show. Do you understand? And let me throw some jab at them, small. Musicians, they can. You know, if you remember when we started, I said to be a good sound engineer, what did I say? What is the first thing I said you need? You need the Holy Spirit. Sometimes some of them are so stubborn. They are looking at me like we are sitting. Shege, I love you. Now, the point is because you're dealing with people, you know. No, so especially the drummer, you want to get that consistent punch because that is what will help you to set your threshold. Imagine you now set your threshold wrong. That's why when we're doing events that involves multiple bands, we'll ask all the band to come to do sound check. So when I sound check for band A, I will save their setting. When band B come, I will also save them too. Because two different drummer can come and play. Have you not experienced something that you have the same sound setup? A band come, they play, everybody likes it. Another band comes, it sounded like, what are these people playing? Like it didn't sound good. People will blame the sound guy. No, it's not the sound guy. There are two different inputs. So two different drummers can play the same drum, the same setting, and they will sound differently. Do you understand? Those are some of the little details that a lot of people don't know, and they will just think you don't know what you're doing as a sound guy. So we set the threshold. I'm still not yet happy with the kick. It sounds okay, but it can sound better. So that is where we now go to EQ. Now the EQ is what we use to shape the tone to what we want, what we desire. Now, when we're doing EQ, we are cutting something, we are adding something, but we usually advise that focus on what to cut first before you focus on what to add. Do you understand what I just said? Focus on what to cut first. Because in this drum that you are hearing, there are some frequencies that are terribly bad, but you won't know. You search them out. But the first thing we do on an EQ is the low cut or high pass. See this low cut or high pass? What we use it to clean up any rumble, any low end rumble. When I say low end, do you know what low end mean? Low end is the sub, is the low, is the bass. There are some sub bass that are not necessarily that we don't need. So you see that when I put this high pass here, you're not hearing the kick again. So if we open it up, we should hear. Can you see? See the effect of the low pass. Because the kick is essentially a low-end equipment. So I've taken the essence of the kick away. So what I normally set my low pass to about 30 Hz, just to take, because in the real sense, you don't even hear what 30 Hz sounds like. You can't perceive it. It's only some insects or some animals that can do that. So I will leave my high pass here. Now, so let's now begin to look for the bad frequency to take out. So this is what we'll do. So we'll boost a particular frequency and we'll sweep. This is the sub low. You can hear the sub low. I'm not going to take those, but there's something here that is not sounding, that I'm not liking. Let me take it out and see. Can see the difference. I don't think that's what I want to take out, but I'll come here. Usually, I go around 300 for a kick that is properly tuned. So, out, in. Which one do you prefer? Are you seeing what I'm doing? So I just took out a good portion of 300 hertz. This is our label. If you look at, you can see the number, but it's not very obvious on the TV. So let's look for another one that, yeah, this plays also. I don't think I want it. So when I'm boosting, I'm looking for what doesn't sound good. Do you understand? So for example, when I boosted this one now, you can hear that sound. I think it doesn't sound good at this point. So let me take it out. And then, usually because of kick for attack purpose, I usually put something around this place to give it that attack. I'm still not yet. Okay, yeah, it's coming together a little bit. And then, what do I do for compression? I think I use some of this. Yeah. So I added some attack. I use Wave Design. I started using this recently, just to. So let's take. It comes with the board. So, but so that's one thing about this mixer. It has plugins. Like, look at it. You have this board they did something into the. Don't let's even go into that. It's what we call. It's more than the money. Like the money, the dollar value on this board, with the value you're getting out of it is huge. So let's listen to before and after. I actually like this. Now, something is happening here. The person that was playing the drum was not very consistent. If you notice, there was a punch he gave me that I heard the attack. Yeah. So that's now when you're doing live recording, you want to get a musician that's what differentiates musician from musicians, especially drummers. You get someone that will give you consistent tone. Because the way you hit the drum, the way you hit the kick, determines the tone. So if you're a musician here, one of the things I need you to take home is don't give your sound guy trouble. All right. Any question? So I think with the kick, we can manage that for now. The idea is not for the kick to sound good on its own. The idea is to sound good in the mix. So you can be tricked that I want my kick to sound this way. But when you now put it in the mix, let's see. It's so relative to the mix now, I like the way the kick sound. But on its own, I'm really not feeling it. But now with the mix, you can hear it. Yeah? Yeah. So let's do the snare. What's the first thing we'll do to this snare? Gain. I think the gain is good because the guy is not playing hard now. Let me see if there is a part that is playing a bit harder. So you can see on the snare too that you can see when it hits. But our gain is good. What is coming in is good. So the first thing also for snare too is I will do the gate. I'll put the ratio at infinity to make it gate. Can you see it? It cleaned it up. So kick and snare. So when we're doing sound check, when you say give me kick. So when I'm done with the kick, I'll say give me snare. I'll do snare. I will now play kick and snare together. Does it make sense? Okay. Yes. With the kick. It's possible. So that's why we're doing sound check. So you go back and tweak it. But like I said, remember, the goal is to make them sound good together, not sound good separately. Do you understand? Now, and what also determines your satisfaction? Who can remind? We've also your exposure to good sound. That two people can mix the drum and they will sound differently because they have different taste, different exposure. But eventually, we want to be able to hear the sound. We want to be able to say, "Oh, I can hear the kick. I can hear this. I can hear this." And one is not too loud. One is relatively uh, mixed properly. I have to call you back. So that's a good question. So we're still dealing with snare. So yeah. Now you can see that when he eat it well, it's coming through. But there are some eating that is not coming through. So you can also see when we say be consistent, when you are okay. Yes. It most likely will cut it off. But there's also a way to do snare roll that it will give you. Do you understand? So it also depends on the situation, the kind of music you are mixing. Do you understand? So, but generally speaking, I will just put it in a way that at least it will clean up something and it will something around here. And I think I like the timing here. Now, with the EQ, I will also first of all do. So you can see the fundamental frequency of our snare here. For some of you, you don't know what the fundamental frequency is. That's the first frequency that is like, how do I explain fundamental frequency? It's the most pronounced. You can see that is the highest here. I think, let me even do this thing. Wait. Let me see if I can do this. Um, okay, it's going to be, I will do it on this. EQ. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I wanted the RTA, the real-time analyzer, to show on there. So you can see the fundamental frequency is around 220. And that's also how you will know when its snare is tuned properly, because there are tuners they used to tune snare to different frequencies. So we can see that the fundamental frequency of this snare is around 200. So that knowledge is also going to help us to EQ it properly, because the fundamental frequency carries the bulk of the weight of that sound. You can see in our RTA that the fundamental frequency, let me bring the sound back to where we have snare. Yeah. So you can see. And then after the fundamental frequency, you now have harmonics. That is the multiple of that fundamental frequency. So if we have 220 here, the next first harmonic will be 440. The next harmonic will be 880. Do you understand? So that also will influence how you mix your channel. If you are not a physics student, you might not really enjoy what I just said. But at least you can see, right? That fundamental frequency. Now, so because there's really nothing much happening within the low end, I can cut it out in the snare. Can we see that? So I can cut it up to here. And then the next thing we'll do is also go and look for what is bad. There are some frequencies that sound like plastic. Yeah, somewhere around here. This is not very obvious, but in some snare, it's usually obvious and it will sound like plastic. There's not much noticeable difference here, but I usually also boost somewhere around this fundamental frequency to give it much body, because you want your snare to have some body. Snare play now. Okay, Let me just go to where everything is complete. Uh-huh. Yeah. Sometimes I also put this. Can you see? Somebody said, uh-huh. You can hear that top hand. So I'm going to be a bit faster now. Now, this is sounding like snare now, right? Okay. 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 So let's do hi-hat. Hi-hat doesn't really, I don't do much processing in hi-hat. I just put an I-pass on it. I don't even do gate for hi-hat. Because usually, most times, hi-hat, there's what we call close miking. They are usually mic closed. So they don't pick up too much surround sound. And if for anything, they are even the one that enter into other people's. So I just put a high pass there. I pass it very well. Although snare is coming in, let's see if we can put some. It's hard to get out snare from the hi hat, so I just usually leave them. So I'm going to look for where the toms are so that we can mix the toms too. Sorry, excuse me. I have to pick this call. Yeah, sorry for the break in transmission. Yes, sir. Just is to fix problem. People look up to you. When there is problem, people just look, do something. You have to do something, no. So I tell my guys that you make it work. Whatever you are going to do, it has to work. All right. So we've done the kick. See how long we spent on the kick and the snare. So I think I promise you I'll be faster. Let me just make sure I have the toms coming a bit higher. And then, yeah. Somebody's watching game. Sorry. Okay. This one. Just mute it. Okay. So let's do Tom now. Tom one. Okay. I've done this. So Toms also, if they are not mic'd properly, like close miking, they also will pick order. So you can see when the Tom comes in, you can see how. So we use gates to also deal with that. You can hear that. That's what we are looking for. So you can see that I want to hear when the Tom comes in to know if the gate is good. It comes to, you can hear that tum tum. So let's do the same thing uh for the second term and the floor term. So the idea is still, if the they are coming through. So I don't want to clean it too much, and I think this part of the music is a bit rough. I need somewhere that is yeah. Yeah. So for the I'm going to be a bit fast. You can see the fundamental frequency here too, right? Same thing. I pass. I pass. You can see the floor tom. You have stop. That was a bit lower. Yeah. So and then this is the overhead. Overhead as well. I don't do much in overhead. I just use a little bit of high pass filter. So yeah. They are like the room of the drum. So they're supposed to capture everything in the drum. And if you have it mic'd properly, there is usually actually techniques to micing them. We usually try to make them equidistant to your snare of delay. And also, we also do what we call, try that, uh, flipping, flipping of the channel. Um, how come I'm not having that flipping here? Probably because the signals are digital, and you want to check if things are in phase or out of phase. Because if some part of this drum is not in phase, if you are a physics student, you actually enjoy this part. What you're doing is wave. So if they're not in phase, there is tendency for them to cancel out. So let me just explain it this way, that if you have two signals that are in phase, they're going at the same time, if you add them together, they're going to cancel out. You get 0. But if they are out of phase and you add them together, you get 3 dB. And this is the mathematics. Log 1 base 10 is what? How many of us remember? Log 1 base 10. Log 1 base 10 is 0. Mathematics. Log 1 base 10 is 0. 10 raised to power 0 is 1. You remember that math? But log 2 base 10 is 0.2 something. And log 3 base 10 is 0.3010. You can check it. Just type on Google, log 2 is equal to what? Now, the math is this. If we had two same signal together, let's say they are 0 dB. 0 dB means 1, Log 1 base 10 is 0, right? So that is 1. So if you had 1 and 1 together, 2. So log 2 base 10 is what? I think it's 0.3. So by the time you multiply that 0.3 by 10, you get 3. So if you had two 0 dB together, 0 dB in sound is equal to 3 dB. I just tried to explain the maths to you, don't worry. I told you I won't go too technical on you. Yeah, so I was trying to explain why we need sometimes to flip the signal, to flip the polarity. But I don't think we need that here now. So I think we have a relatively decent drum going on. Now let's make the acoustic. I actually like this acoustic too. It was recorded properly. But there are some frequencies that I'm hearing. In acoustic, because it's acoustic, I can also put a gate on it, because sometimes acoustic also pick up, because it's acoustic guitar. So we won't do something aggressive. You can see where the acoustic guitar is. So yeah. And then what's more important is the high pass. You can see the fundamental frequency too of the acoustic. Now, because I don't want that low end in the acoustic, because we have bass. So you see that I cut it just a little bit here. Here's the difference. I just tamed that low mid part of it. You can hear that ooh, that's a bit like ooh sound. Let's see. If you want to add some brightness to it, you want to make it bright or something. So most times I use my kick as my reference. So I want to hear how the acoustic sound with the kick and the snare. I don't think that there's no snare at this point. Okay. Let's put it here. I'm probably with vocal. Yep. So that sounds good, right? We've not even dealt with compression. We might not get to compression today, but compression is also another sweet something to deal with. Okay, now the guitar is now no more consistent now, so let's reduce the threshold. Yes, they are both called dynamics. They both alter the dynamic of the sound. But gate is different from compression. So the other processor that gate is similar to is an expander. So if you look at this, you can see this is wing gate, but this is an expander shape. To make it a gate, I have to put the ratio to infinity. Do you understand? And the one that is similar to compression is a limiter. So if you come and see the compression here, you can see the ratio is 3:1. If I make the ratio infinity, here they just use 100. I have made it a limiter. Can you see the difference now? So gate is to a limiter, and gate is the expander, compression is to limiter. Yeah, let me just check on these people to make sure that everything is working back. Okay, we're back. Yeah, we've done the acoustic. Which one is next? What's this one? Yeah, that's the bass. See, because the bass is actually good, there's really nothing. Wait, which one should we use? This is a bit lower compared to this. And the one with the DI, I think this is the bass DI. The first one. So, no, it's the same bass. So I tracked one DI and one as the bass amp. Okay, the first one is bass amp. Yes. No, not the mic. So the bass amp head also has a line out. Yeah. So I took the line out from the bass head and also DI it. So in an ideal world, they are supposed to be canceling out as I increase them because they are the same signal. So that's why I think I will look for. Yeah, this is my invert. This is one. This is the other one. You see, when I added them, it increased, right? It just gives me, like, I have something to blend. I think the battery of this thing is actually going. Let me. Anybody from here? Daniel, please, can you go upstairs? Help me with battery. Yeah, I think the battery is going. Yeah. I may not even do any processing on the bass because I actually like the way it's sounding already. And also, you want to also check your bass with your. Although this one is a little bit woozy, like the low hand. So you see, so I just tame that fundamental part. I didn't cut it completely, but just to tame it. Let's see if there is something that is. This really, there's no. I'm not hearing any difference, so I won't do anything about it. Okay, thank you. So let me change the battery. As possible. Okay. Anson is coming. Anson's coming. I'll have to walk some of you through, but it's pretty the same, similar. Like if you understand the principle. So we have the bass. I like what I'm hearing. So you hear that. So if I want to do this acoustic, I'm going to pan it a little to left. Because there is acoustic, there is electric. So I'll pan electric to the right. So you can see the panning. Just a little. Okay. And then the piano. I want to listen to the piano alone. The piano is 2-channel. Usually, I'll put it in stereo. But the way I set it up, I can't do stereo here, so I'll just do the 2. I think the piano actually sound. The only thing I would do is I'll put some compression on it and the high pass. The reason why I'm doing high pass also is I don't need too much of low end on the piano because there is bass. Bass would take, do you understand? So if you put too much low, they will now be clashing at that point. And you want to create space. So what you're doing in mixing, especially with EQ, is you're trying to create space for each instrument to find expression. So that when everybody comes together, everybody has. Yeah, if there is no bass, I can open the low end up a little bit more. Do you understand? So we'll do the same thing to this. And I'll put some compression on it. Just to help with dynamics. Yep. Okay. So what's this? This is the pad. But they are not, I don't think it's playing at this time. So it's ground noise that you're hearing. You can hear it. It's ground noise. So let's do the vocal. I don't put gate on my vocals because it can be tricky. Awesome God. So the husband to sing. Now, let's go back to. I wanted to show you something. You can see the difference between the vocal, the male vocal, and the female vocal. See where our own range is in terms of frequency. So let's wait for our husband. You see that he came a bit lower. So when you, so when you are EQing a male vocal and a female vocal, you can see you put that in mind also. Awesome God. See where the fundamental frequency is. We honor you. See, even God is as low as 60. That's pretty low. We welcome you here. So if I want to mix this, I'm going to cut out some of those because I don't want that rumble in the mix. Beautiful King. Can you see this frequency is bad? We worship you. Can you hear the difference? We welcome you. Just that. If you ask me, I'll probably leave it that way, or just add some. And then I'll put some compression on it. What I'm doing, I'm just doing something pretty simple that you can take back to your church and apply it, and it will make a lot of difference. Because the truth is, the way I will mix, if I really want to mix, it's going to be different. But I want to set up the mixer so that all the volunteers will be able to do stuff. Because I can scatter this place now. And you're just wondering, like, what am I doing? But simple. Sometimes just make it simple and, So let's look at the BGVs too. Don't laugh. People should be nice. You guys be nice. Okay. I'm just trying to put it where we have. I mean, if you are blessed with solid background vocal, you don't know what God has done for you in this life. That's. Now they're coming. Okay, they're coming. So I'll just do the same set. It's not that bad anyway. Let's Let's start with compression. And then usually for vocals, it's usually mid that. Do you understand? You have a question? Yeah. I'll first of all EQ them first. So sometimes I also send them to a group to do what we call parallel processing. So I'll send each one, and I'll also send them to a group and do a more aggressive compression on them, and then I'll blend that to my each channel on the main mix. And so that gives me a little bit of flexibility, so I can have a heavy compressed vocals. The same thing with drums too. I do that with drums. Heavy compressed drums, and I'll blend it also together. But we won't be able to do that again because we. But is making sense, right? We are making progress. Okay. That you are hearing from the second one is from the low hand. We'll take the low hand out. I'll just do the same EQ to them and similar compression.
I welcome you here, Cabo.
Let me also try and do something
Mighty God,
with the effect.
I honor you.
Let's do pray or post. Let's do pray.
I welcome you here, Cabo.
Let's put a play through verse.
Cabo, Arúgbó ọjọ́.
Arúgbó ọjọ́. Elédùmarè. Aládé ògo.
Can you hear the effect?
Arúgbó ọjọ́. Elédùmarè. Aládé ògo.
All right, we'll come back to that later. I just set that up.
My husband.
Awesome God.
Effects too.
We honor
This is
we welcome you here, Cabo.
vintage reverb with some
Beautiful.
stereo delay. And yep, I'll just use those three.
Worship you.
Okay.
We welcome you here, Cabo.
So we're just, what I'm doing now is guerrilla mixing. Did you notice any difference? You see that they sound more together while we do some processing. You go back again. Any question? You have a question, ma? Okay. So let's bring the. You were not here when we were doing drums. I chop your eyes more. What do you think? some are a bit louder. So now we can use compression to tame them. Just compress them. You notice that they are not as aggressive as before. Okay. Yeah. Fatter. When we're doing it, it was a bit fat, but let's look at it now. We can widen this one out. And then I will do let me use this.
I welcome you here. Come.
This will make a lot of difference. Now, this is another type of compression.
Mighty God, I honor you. I welcome you here.
Oh, there's no electric guitar. Sorry. So, what I can do for this keyboard, the 2-channel, I can pan them too. But ideally, they're supposed to come as a stereo. I didn't make them stereo. Just to widen the space. And then my BGV, I usually pan BGVs too. What's that? Okay, that means, are you saying something? Okay. Yeah, so let's pan the BGVs a little bit, just because I'm going to put an effect on them now. And then, yes, all the BGVs. I pan my BGV just to create that. Yep. The reason is because I'm going to add an effect to them. And I want you, when you're listening to it, to picture them on the stage. And be able to position them that, okay, this is tenor, this is soprano. I don't do too much crazy panning. Except, and I pan also for broadcast in view too. So by the time we release the effects now, you hear the difference. The instruments are a bit loud now. You can hear the effect. Now, for the lead, I won't put too much effect because I don't want that to sound back. But the BGVs, you see, I push them a little bit back in the mix. You can hear them, but they are back. So you see that the lead vocal doesn't have much reverb. It's still there. The reason is I don't want her to be back. I want her to be in your face. So I push back a little bit on reverb on the lead, but the BGVs I put more reverb for them. And there. So, any question? I think let's save this. The bass kick, you want it more? Yeah, I use reverb on kick and snare and toms, but I just put just a little. But I put on my toms. So let's save this. So this is mixed. Listen to the difference. So this is without flats. You can hear that it's flat. We've not done any processing. So you can hear the difference. It shows that okay, we've done some processing, we've done some tweaking, and it sounds better. So we made what sounded good. You know, when we now played the other one, it's now sounding like it sounds somewhere. That's relative. That's the law of relativity for you. Because when we listened to it initially, it actually sounded good. But because you've listened to a processed one, you're not like this one. So I think this is the end of the workshop, as it were, in terms of training. So group 1, let's go to that mixer. Group 2, group 3, group 4. So we'll do next 30 minutes. So if you don't have group, come and see me. Group 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Daniel, we are mixing now. Yeah. Don't worry, I will put it back to flat. Everything will be initialized to. Okay, you want to have the same mixer. Who are the group 1 people? Group 1. Yeah, group. Okay, if you don't have group, no group. Who else doesn't have group? You don't have group. Who else? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Group 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you are 1. So join group 1. Group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. If you have questions, you can call me. I can come and put you through. Yes, group 4 is there. Yeah. Yeah, it's the small guy. You guys are having signal on everything. Everything's coming, right? This is group 2. You can see the signals are coming. So your first is the kick. You're not going to hear what you're mixing. I forgot I will ask you guys to bring headphone. But let me see if I can get headphone. I have one headphone here. I could have brought more. So you'll be mixing with. You have your own. Yeah, bring it. Does it have big mouth? There is one here. So who is going to be the group head? Select a group head among you, and then you'll be brainstorming. If you have questions, you call me. I can come and help you. But whatever you mix, we'll record it, and then. So this is one headphone. It's bringing one. Maybe let me drop this for group 2. I can get one from upstairs for group 3, and then whoever is doing here can use the PA as their mix. We'll just reduce it, the level, and I'll get one more headphone for you. Okay. Daniel, how do you want to do this session? Let me move this away. Okay. Just give me a minute. I'll bring headphone. Okay, let me see. I might be able to get you a card. Okay, I'll come and put this one, initialize this to 0. So I think everything is coming here too, right? Okay, let me come and route this one as well. So this is kick. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 1. This is 1. It's supposed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the stereo. 9, 10, 11. No, just 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So who's calling me? Okay. I hope that's not sorry, excuse me. Um, wanted to- the people online. Yep. Okay. Yeah, because I changed the setting of this. Yep. Check, check. Okay. Time up. All the mixing engineer. No, come on, sit down. Don't worry, we won't play what you mix today. I will save them. What group is this? Let me save. This is group 1, right? Group 4. Okay. Let's save group 4. Tempo sound. Group 4. Group 4. Save. And this is group 3, right? This is group 3. Let's listen to group 3. No, we'll listen to it compared to the flat. So let me save this. Group 3, right?
The ancients of days, we welcome you. Almighty God, we welcome you. Cabo, Cabo, Cabo.
So there's a difference,
Awesome God.
right? Yeah, but this is flat, just level,
I
and then
welcome you here. Cabo,
the lead is a bit lower, but it sounds a little bit balanced. At least it shows that you've done something,
mighty God.
right? Well done, group 3. Actually, we can send this out into the mixer and just play it out. I have XLR here. Why are you guys laughing? Let me see. I think I have an XLR here. It'll just be a simple, yeah. Evan, will you guys be kind to help tear down before we leave? Yeah, okay. Okay, but how's it been so far? It's been awesome. Okay. I don't know how often we do this. Yeah, I've been doing this. This is the 3rd year we've done this. But and it's, if we're going to make it more frequent, people have to pay. But I mean, it's a given a foretaste. Let's do this. And one thing also I didn't had is we do procurements too. We help churches buy equipment and stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's put this. Okay. I don't think since did you do any panning here? No panning, right? Okay. So mean left and right. So I should have it. So I should have it. Local input 8. Yes, I have it. So let's listen to group. This is group 3, group 2, group 3. What do you think? Group 3 seems fuller, right? But group 2 is a little bit. There's no bass, there's no keyboard, there's nothing. Okay. What people have done is we have just start with leveling. Next time. Do you understand? Just do the level. At least you have something, and then you can now start tweaking. Okay, so let's listen to group 1. And then we'll call it a day. Bro. Don't worry, you can start vacuuming in 2 minutes. I'm so sorry. But it's been a great time. You people, you didn't even push anything up here. So let's listen. We won't hear anything. So what about group 4? So we can't hear anything here. And I don't want to help you do any leveling. So you're on your own. Okay. Let's listen to it. Let's have it. Let's have it. Okay, I can see some signal here. Okay, let's do output 8. Output 8. Routing. Output A. Yeah, main PA is output 8, which is good. We have something. Oh wow. So this is group 4. This is group 3. So it looks like group 3 got something. Okay, okay. So the group 3 has an advantage of having the main PA. Anyway, you guys give yourself a round of applause. That was a good experience. All right. Thank you. I think we've come to the end of Temple Sound Saskatoon. There's another one happening in Regina next month, first Saturday. So we're taking it to Regina too. That's our first time in Regina. I'm sure people are going to come out for, and we'll have this for mixer as well. We'll use the same template. And if you need, you can go ahead, sir. Yeah. Okay, you want us to turn? We'll turn the chairs. So, to our online audience, thank you. God bless.